gross. My headband in my teeth, that's gross. Ew. Yuck, 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 yuck. What is going on, guys? It's your very friend Geek to do all yellow tail in English, and you guys can speak Japanese. I am back at it with another video, and guess what? We've decided to do another video on random zombies, and it's today we're going to read out a very special one. I've heard about this a lot, so grab your tea and grab your tea away, your beverages. No, I don't have a tea. And let's begin, shall we? Alright, let's read this paragraph. My parents decided to cancel my 14th birthday to accommodate my spoilt younger brother. Reinstated it when I told everyone at school. I'm a 20-year-old male, and this happened when I was 14. I have a brother that's 6 years younger than me, and he was extra coddled by my parents for having been diagnosed with high-functioning autism when he was four. I was going to say 14. When he was 4. But other than that, he seemed very normal, just unbelievably spoilt. He used that to get his way a lot, and by a lot I mean nearly all the time. Every time anything I had, he'd also had to have. So that meant we had doubles of almost everything that was shared. Items. Anything he'd have that I didn't, he'd rub it in my face any way he could. When I was 11, I begged my parents for a 3DS. I actually have one. I have a 3DS. Nobody don't believe me? Check this baby out. That is a 3DS. I also have a Switch. I have a Switch, and at the moment I'm playing Fire Emblem Engage. I've been meaning to get this game for ages. I've saved up a lot of money to get this game, so lucky. Oh man. Ooh, that's better. For my 12th birthday, I got one and then was told to lend it to my brother whenever he wanted it, or else I'd have it taken away, which was a lot. When my aunts found out after seeing my parents forcibly take my 3DS out of my hands to give to my brother on one of her visits, she let loose on them for such blatant favoritism. They returned my 3DS immediately instead, and then blamed me for the situation after my aunt left. They didn't make me give it to my brother again. Instead, my parents went out a few days later. Seriously? What is wrong with this thing? Thank you. And bought another 3DS as a surprise gift for my brother. Wow, sounds familiar. Not. I'll tell you the story next week. On several of mine and others' birthdays, my brother made a huge fuss because the party wasn't all about him, even going as far as to outright state that he was upset because he wasn't getting any gifts for getting to blow out the candles on the cake. My parents learned that the hard way when they couldn't enable my brother the way they liked at those parties. They were actually kicked out of a few for trying. And because of that, other kids at his school stopped inviting him to his birthdays altogether. I would have too. For me, my birthdays were some of the only days I had that I got to have about me, because otherwise my parents forced my life to revolve around my little brother. And the year prior when this story took place, my parents ended up paying more attention to him than the entire time of my 13th birthday. Even asked me if I'd let my brother blow out the candles for me because he was upset and pouting. I refused because I wanted to blow out my own candles. They called me a spoiled brat at first till my aunt intervened and chastised them for their favoritism yet again, and stated how much she had noticed how my brother gets nearly everything between us, and just because of his autism, my parents got no support from anyone else there other than my brother, who was still crying because he wasn't getting to blow out my candles. And because he didn't get his way, he tried to outright spit on my cake out of spite. But my awesome aunt thankfully blocked him before he got the chance, then scolded him until he ran to my mum in tears. My parents took a lot of heat from the other adults there and then promised never to ask me to let my brother blow out my candles again. They pretty much just went through the motion of the rest of the party, and my aunt pretty much took over coordinating everything from that point. This kid is very spoiled. I remember getting a 6th birthday party, and when I was 14, I didn't get a birthday party. But I didn't rub it in anyone's faces. Okay. This kid is a very problem child. And when I mean problem child, I mean terrible. Are you sure that they're only using that as an excuse for his behavior? The following year, a couple of weeks before my birthday, my parents sat me down and told me that they were still going to get me some gifts and a small cake, but my birthday party was effectively cancelled to avoid my brother having another meltdown. I told them I couldn't believe that they were doing this to me, and just then seemed to shrug it off without care. So at school over the next week, I told my friend's family and my friends' teachers and my school counselor, even my school counselor. All of them were appalled by my parents' lack of consideration and empathy, and the vice principal even found out and consoled me. All of this got back to my parents through social media. My parents ended up grounding and gaslighting me for telling many people. That it didn't stop me from still telling everyone at school that I was grounded just for being upset. My birthday was cancelled for no good reason. I guess that made it a lot worse because several of my parents' own friends, along with parents of other kids at my school, called them out up and sent them Facebook messages basically saying, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I would too. And suddenly I was ungrounded. I didn't get an apology either. This light. Thank you. Fuck me. My dad just walked into my room with arms crossed and told me that my year grounding was over early, and then walked out, and that was it. I thought my birthday was still cancelled because no one said anything, but my brother thought it was hilarious and rubbed it in my face. I wasn't going to get to celebrate. Fuck, I hate this light. But by the end of the end of the 2 weeks, my parents held a surprise birthday party for me at my favourite restaurant. They started claiming that it was their intent all along. I knew it wasn't. From what I'd seen, fuck me, from what I've seen, everyone was incredibly unhappy with them for what they did, and it showed with any family members that had with my parents, interactions that family had with other family members had with my parents. So I ended up doing a surprise party to try to save what little of their reputation they had. I'm pretty sure they had to pay through the nose on the day to accommodate me. I got a dinner with all my friends in my favourite restaurant and that had a small arcade. Even got the PS4 game system I had been jonesing for. What's jonesing for at the time? I could tell it was all pretty much planned and bought last minute because my dad had a look about him that my aunt comedically described as looking at a moth had flown out of his wallet. My brother, of course, made a huge fuss and I got a surprise party with so many of my friends and their parents there. My mum and dad finally put their foot down on my brother and stop his tantrums when he wanted to push my cake off the table. My brother ended up getting a timeout for the first time since he was a toddler. My mother had to stay with him to make sure he didn't do anything crazy, and he tried several times to run up the cake and stack of presents. Who knows what he could have done were it not for the fact at least one adult was always on guard. Even my dad stood to keep him away. My mum ended up having to remove my brother and herself from the party entirely, and took my brother to a McDonald's nearby. Macca's nearby, so he could have fun in their play area. I heard later that she spent an hour trying to get him to come out of the place tube structure, and he only did so when he had to use the toilet. And then tried to run back in. My parents never tried to cancel my birthday again when I was still living with them, though they never again tried hard as to spend as much for the remaining of the years I was under their roof. My birthday parties consisted of a local pizza parlor, pizza restaurant, a cake without even my name on it, written on it. Never again anything as expensive as a new gaming system. I don't mean to sound spoilt, but I was a bit disappointed that I never got a cake with my name on it again. My aunt called my parents out on that each year, and each year they claimed they forgot to get the cake decorated. I am pretty sure that the reason my name was never written on another cake was because my brother always refused to eat pieces of cake that had writing of someone else's name on it. And at any party, they couldn't put his name on my cakes, or it would have been very bad for them. But the fact that I still got a day that was just about me at all and not my brother was still fantastic in my books, especially just about everyone else has revolved around him during each of his remaining birthdays. And still living at home, my brother made a fuss and made my mum took him somewhere else to calm him down. I was required to share my PS4 with my brother, but it was still mine, and I took it with me when I moved out at 18. My little brother did not like that and had a huge fit till my parents went out and bought another PS4 for him. Jesus, how much money have you guys spent? I moved out, and when I moved out, they finally had to deal with how they raised my brother. So spoilt because I wasn't there to help them with him anymore. On his recent 14th birthday, he went mental on my parents for not getting him a PS5. He is currently grounded and doing, I don't know how long, causing hundreds or maybe even thousands of collateral damage during his rampage. He picked up a chair and started destroying anything that was in front of him with it. My parents just took a mentally checked out when I saw them last. My aunt has also told me they confided in her that they wish they could send my brother to a military or boarding school. There's still an option in the future because they can't handle the monster that they created anymore. But there's no way they could afford that. I'd be lying if I said I didn't find it ironically funny. Wow, this kid's spoiled. Edit. Holy cow, this blew up. I'd like to thank everyone who's commented, gave me awards. It really means a lot. Thank you all so much. My parents learned the hard way that they couldn't enable my brother the way that they could have at those parties, and were actually kicked out a few of them for trying. You mean they were kicked out of the parties multiple times before it stuck? It must have been weird to be more of a grown-up than your parents. Wow. Oh, here's a good one. I'm actually reading the comments. Here's a good one. I also like to hear about how they tried to make some of the other kids' birthday parties all about your brother. A birthday party that they were invited guests at. Wow. It took that many people calling them out before they did something. The relatives chastising them wasn't enough, and it had to take the whole school and small community. Damn, I fear one day your kid brother will be in jail. It's gonna happen soon enough. He managed to cause thousands of damages over a non-expensive birthday, then this kid is definitely going to do something horrible. If he doesn't get his way as a full-grown adult, OP's parents are screwed up big time. Wonderful auntie. I'm 35 and haven't gotten a birthday present. Happy birthday or a present from my parents since I was 8. Parents suck dick. Wow. OP. The only thing I could think of is be careful of the monster you created, Dr. Frankenstein. It could come back and ruin your day. More like come back and bite you in the ass. Damn, you had it rough too. No. As soon as someone with high functioning autism or Asperger's myself, that's me, I can honestly say that your brother is that kind of sounds like a dick. I don't think him being autism by itself is a problem. I think your parents enabled him to the point where he felt entitled to everything, probably because they're brainwashed to believing that autism is a debilitating disease and therefore he could have anything he wants. I'm really sorry to hear that you had to deal with autism doesn't define. It definitely isn't the problem. My ex's brother is a total dick too. His mum blames it on his Asperger's. She doesn't comprehend that he's a spoiled brat. Cake isn't enough of a reason for cake. Autistic adult here. Autism is not why your brother acted that way. Your parents were terrible parents. He grew up being spoiled and entitled. Hope y'all got therapy. Hope you live a happy life. Please go to New NC with your parents. Wow, okay. That kid's notably spoiled. I was gonna do one about myself. Yeah, I am! I'm just gonna boop this for a bit. I'll be back. And you thought that I was gonna say something for myself. In your face, I wasn't gonna say anything. I'll see next week. Hopefully not. But I said that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Where's my head today? Thank you guys so much for, that is it for this week's Random Sundays. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to press that notification bell so I can next do a video. Yay! Alright guys, don't forget, this week is the last episode of Horror Tuesdays until Halloween. I won't be doing anything for Halloween, but I will keep you guys updated with Halloween stuff. And I'll go trick-or-treating with my cousins. Yay! Get to hand out lilies for kids. Fun. Probably take some lilies. Oh, I'll probably put some lilies in my basket because I'll like get a basket too because we get inside. But thank you guys. But anyway, yes, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Next week will be Halloween, and guess what? I'll be dressing up in Yogi Masashi for ability. I was gonna use it for Comic-Con, but because Yuki's an anime character and I didn't get tickets for Comic-Con, I'm stuffed. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off because I don't want to go to bed. I'm tired and I'm gonna start the day tomorrow. Oh well. Yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget guys, I will be doing a Christmas special. However, I don't know when, but I'll try. And I gotta get my haircut on Thursday, jeez. Yes, haircut on Thursday. This is going gonna have short hair, but I will still be wearing my cap because I'm a cat type of person. Okay, keep the new over now.